Thank you, Sean, very much. So I'll now give a short presentation on what TIDC is doing to engage the next generation of transportation professionals. We've heard Kelly discuss some very successful programming with attraction for high school students. Sean as well covered high school students. And these efforts that they're doing need people who are interested in the field. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm not an engineer. And I learned a lot about engineering coming into this role. My background is in education. I have a degree in early childhood education, and I'm completing a degree in elementary education. My concentration is in mathematics and curriculum development. For TIDC, my role's biggest goal is to attract people to the transportation profession. A big part of this is K to 12 outreach. Research actually shows that we need to catch youth by 7th grade, with some research showing that you actually now need to catch them by 5th grade, or you've lost them in whatever field of study you want to attract them to. So when you talk to students, you learn that this is really true. This isn't just some anecdotal study that's out there. Even for me, my son knew by grade 6 he wanted to study history. This was fully solidified in 8th grade when we went on the American Heritage Tour, and he saw the passion that the professionals in history had. So my goal with our programming is to reach students starting in 5th and 6th grade and continue that engagement throughout middle and high school. So this is only possible with amazing partnerships that we've been able to build throughout the past 5 years. The first image is from the 4-H Cooperative Extension. They have an event called 4-H Main Days. This is held at the Windsor Fair. Um, it's part of the youngest audience that I get, but I also have teenagers that come through there. So I have to create unique opportunities for hands-on learning that can engage a 3rd grader and a 9th grader at the same time. So it is an interesting challenge that I love. And they build straw bridges and then try to hold pennies on the bridge. And you can see they're really engaged about what shapes they should use and whether or not the cup can fit on the deck. And it becomes a lot of fun. The second image is a group of students from Clinton Elementary, and each year we partner with Clinton, Albion, Benton, and this year we added on Vassaboro Elementary Schools. It's 6th graders. Their teachers teach them a bridge building curriculum at their schools, and at the end of the unit, they come to the Advanced Structures and Composites Center, and they get to break their toothpick bridges on our Instron machine. As part of that, they do a tour of our lab and get to see what all of them have said is their favorite part, the world's largest 3D printer. And they also go to the physics department to see the Physics Roadshow, which is always a hit. And we appreciate David Stroom for partnering with us on that all the time. And then in the third, you'll see a picture of students in a lab playing with cement. This is through the Upward Bound program partnership. We have researchers that partner with Upward Bound, which is a TRIO program offered to high school students from low-income families or families that neither parent have a bachelor's degree. This helps the students be successful in their pre-college performance and ultimately their higher ed pursuits wherever that takes them. In this activity, Dr. Landis and his team were conducting a hands-on activity for the students to learn about transportation-related materials and their properties, focusing mostly on cementatious materials. Our most recent K to 12, the last one is the Maine Discovery Museum. We partner with a lot of community organizations. That's just one highlight where we go into their facility during one of their winter break camp programs that they run and do some bridge building stuff with their students. So one of our most recent successful programs for engagement with youth and transportation is the Maine Summer Transportation Institute. And this was held last month, and it was funded by the Maine DOT through the National Transportation Institute program. This was my first year as the program director. I took over for Sheila Pensy, who retired, and she's really the one who built the program so that it could continue running here at UMaine. One thing that was a really big change this year is we turned it from a day program to a residential program so that we could bring students from all over the state of Maine to our campus and not just local students who have the most interaction with our college already. So it worked. We had students from Brooks, from Winslow, from Pittsfield, from Vassaboro, in addition to our local students, and they came from public and homeschooling communities. So it was very exciting. They stayed on campus for 1 week and experienced so many different parts of the transportation industry. And as you can see in some of these pictures, you have Connects bridge building, which is we chose the big bridges this year, and some of the kids that was a challenge. Um, Over in the top right, you'll see that is part of the Physics Roadshow. We went to the Astronomy Center. They learned about surveying. This young lady down here is learning how to drive the tugboat from Maine Maritime Academy. She is actually pulling it into dock. She did the whole thing. And that is something she had never been to the ocean, let alone run a tugboat. Um, and then we have these other additional, we played with erosion type stuff. We went to see the Maniacs. Bangor International Airport invited us there. We got to do recording studio stuff. We built rockets and shot them off out behind the new engineering building. And in the firefighter one there, you can see the student is actually operating the large ladder to see, and we had Chimbro there who operated the big crane. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank all of our partners on campus and beyond that make programs like MSTI possible. I'd like to start with my colleague Chenya Rofez, who acted as my assistant program director for MSTI and is always up for collaborating when I have activities for students to do. I also appreciate her always bringing me back down to the ground because my vision can often be beyond the scope of time we have to plan something. So I appreciate that as well. I'd also like to thank 4-H, Maine DOT, Sergeant, Chimbro, the local emergency services providing vehicles and equipment for our campers to explore, and all of our other partners. We really couldn't do this without you.